All right, finally we're going to look at the phase shift of the function, yet another part of these periodic functions. Um, we've talked about the amplitude, which is when we have the 2 here, that's going to multiply every value by 2 and make it double as far away from the x-axis. So our amplitude is the number in front of the function. The period, remember, we're going to take 2 pi and divide it by the absolute value of this number multiplied by x. So essentially this is our a value, the 2. The 5 is our b value, so we'll take it and put it under 2 pi. So essentially our period is 2 pi over 5. Our frequency, remember, is the reciprocal of the period. So our frequency is going to be 5 over 2 pi. And finally, our phase shift. What the phase shift is it tells us how far to the left or right the function gets shifted. And what this is it's negative c, which is going to be the value that's added or subtracted on the inside, divided by the absolute value of b. So I'll write that over here. The phase shift is negative pi over 4. Well, I wanted to write the general case. It's negative c over the absolute value of b, assuming we have the function y equals a sine or cosine of bx plus c. So notice, still that same idea that if you have a positive c, you're going to get shifted to the left. So our phase shift in this case is going to be negative pi over 4 over 5. So then if we were to divide that out, we would get negative pi over 20. So those are the key values that I needed to find. And we're going to also take a look at the graph. We'll just use the graphing calculator so you can see it represented. When we put sine of x as our first function, then we'll put 2 sine of 5x plus pi over 4. I'm going to make sure I'm in radians. I'm actually in degrees. So make sure you're in radians. So then go ahead and zoom that in and graph the trig function. So there's your sine of x typically. And notice a couple things about our new graph. The amplitude has been lifted up 2. We're also looking at a period of 1/5 of 2 pi, so we should see 5 periods for every 1 period of our normal function. Then our frequency is just the reciprocal of that. And finally, our phase shift, we've been phase shifted to the left, pi over 20. And I don't know if we can zoom in a little bit to see that here. So there's our normal sine function again. And you can see this shouldn't cross right at 0. There's a little bit of spacing here. That's your phase shift, where it actually crosses the x-axis is pi 20th to the left. So go ahead and see if you can recognize all of the features of this cosine function.